The various still preserve their own distinct customs, yet they all bowed in unison beneath a single banner of ancestral unity. It was precisely this aspect that constituted the true beauty of the nation's inception. Rather than forcing absolute uniformity, it allowed a myriad of differences to coexist and breathe together beneath the shared sky. Consequently, the fourth reign resembled a mighty river that had just gathered many tributaries. Its waters were not yet turbulent, yet their depth and power were already profound. As the world looked on, though it remained a land of bronze drums and terraced rice fields, the soul of the nation began to manifest itself with increasing clarity. The fifth reign marked a time when the population had grown and the land had become intimately familiar. The realm of Van Lang was no longer a fragile seedling swaying in the wind, but had blossomed into a majestic tree offering ample shade. For that tree to remain eternally verdant, its roots had to strike even deeper into the hearts of the people. The monarchs of that era placed great emphasis on ancestral rites, on honoring their origins, and on constantly reminding their subjects of the source from which they sprang. A nation's strength does not necessarily derive solely from its swords and spears. More often than not, a nation's strength lies in the fact that its people share a common root and a shared memory of their origins. This was the sacred essence of the Han Dynasty. From king to commoner, from mountain peak to open field, all seem to hear a silent, resonant call echoing from their ancestors. The fifth reign ensured that this call never faded. Thus, despite the passage of countless distant years, people today still bow their heads in reverence whenever the Han Kings are mentioned. Entering the sixth reign, the nation faced trials sent by the heavens and the earth, at times ravaged by floods, at others parched by prolonged droughts, forcing the people to battle against both sun and rain, simply to preserve the seeds for the coming harvest. The monarch of that era could not simply sit within the royal palace, listening to reports delivered by others. He had to know firsthand the pangs of hunger in the fields, the biting cold within the stilt houses, and the sheer physical toil of shoulders straining to carry sacks of rice across the mountain passes. Consequently, the Han King of that era is remembered as a ruler who was closer to his people than the very wind that sweeps across the fields. The anxieties of the people became the anxieties of the court. The hunger of the village became the suffering of the nation. A dynasty that knows how to look down upon the humble fields is the one that truly stands tall in the hearts of its people. The sixth reign left behind no thunderous echoes of military conquest, but rather the gentle sigh of relief exhaled by those who tilled the soil. The seventh reign dawned as Van Lang moved beyond its nascent stages. The hearts of the people now crave not merely full bellies, but the assurance that this realm would endure for their descendants. To inspire such faith in the populace, the ruler must first lead by example. During that era, the Han Dynasty strictly upheld the laws and maintained a clear order between superiors and subordinates, thereby transforming rights and propriety into ingrained habits rather than mere precepts. When the young revere their elders, when subordinates defer to their superiors, and when superiors cherish those beneath them, that is when a nation begins to solidify from its very core. Thus, the seventh reign was akin to a section of bamboo tempered by just the right amount of heat, outwardly unassuming, yet inwardly fortified. For a nation stands not merely upon walls of earth,